Have you ever worked harder just because the boss walked by? Today we are getting the Hawthorne effect explained, revealing why human behavior changes when watched. In this video, we'll dive into the famous 1920s factory study that completely accidentally revolutionized how we understand workplace productivity and human motivation. To truly grasp Hawthorne effect psychology, we have to travel back to the Western Electric Hawthorne Works plant near Chicago. Things were about to get weird. In 1924, researchers wanted to find the perfect factory conditions. They asked a simple question: would brighter lights make workers build telephone relays faster? This launched the famous Hawthorne effect experiment. Researchers turned up the factory lights, and boom, worker productivity shot up. Success, right? Watch this. The researchers then did the exact opposite. They dimmed the lights, making the factory nearly pitch black. Astonishingly, productivity went up again. What was happening? They tried changing the temperature, altering the humidity, and moving workstations around. No matter what environmental variable they tweaked, the workers just kept working faster. They changed break times, shortened the workdays, and even provided free meals. Every single change, good or bad, led to an increase in worker output. Baffled, they brought in psychologist Elton Mayo. Mayo realized the workers weren't reacting to the physical changes like lighting. They were reacting to something else entirely. They were reacting to the attention. The simple fact that researchers were observing them made the workers feel valued and important, boosting their performance. This is the core mechanism. When people know they are being studied or watched, they temporarily change their behavior. It's an unconscious response to attention. This psychological phenomenon is formally known as the observer effect. It completely shattered the old industrial mindset that workers were solely motivated by physical conditions and money. Understanding the Hawthorne effect in management is crucial today. It proves that employees aren't just machines. Emotional factors and feeling noticed drive real results. If a manager actively engages with a team, listens to them, and observes their progress, output increases. It's the human relations movement in action. But there's a catch. The performance boost is usually temporary. Once the novelty of being watched wears off, productivity often drops back to baseline levels. This is why short-term pilot programs almost always look successful at first. The team is excited by the new attention, but that enthusiasm fades over time. Let's look at Hawthorne effect sociology. Researchers conducting surveys or field studies must be careful, because their mere presence contaminates the natural behavior of subjects. You see this in everyday life too. Think about how you drive when a police car is behind you versus when you are alone. Or consider fitness trackers. Just the act of wearing a device that monitors your steps makes you more likely to walk further each day. Even though modern scientists debate the exact data from the original 1920s factory, the term itself stuck perfectly to describe this very real psychological bias. Critics argue the original study lacked rigorous control groups, but the overarching principle remains a fundamental lesson in behavioral science that researchers must account for. So how do you use this knowledge? If you lead a team, remember that pure observation isn't micromanagement if it's paired with genuine interest. Pay attention to your people, not just their metrics. Valuing human dynamics often yields better results than simply tweaking the environmental conditions or tools. To summarize, human beings are incredibly social creatures. We inherently alter our actions, usually for the better, when we know the spotlight is on us. And that is the Hawthorne effect explained. By recognizing the power of observation, you can better understand workplace dynamics, psychological studies, and even yourself.